Names of airlines currently operating B777 after United Airlines' second engine problem. United Airlines was one of the first airlines deciding in an emergency meeting to take 24 of its Boeing 777 out of service as of immediately. The reason was an incident on United Airlines Flight 328 from Denver to Honolulu yesterday. One of the engines exploded and parts of it slammed into front yards and parks, damaging homes in the Broomfield, Colorado. The first incident with a Boeing 777 with the same engine type was recorded midway over the Pacific Ocean on another United Airlines flight to Honolulu on February 13, 2018. The Federal Aviation Administration in the United States issued an emergency order on Sunday saying it would be stepping up inspections of Boeing 777 aircrafts with certain Pratt & Whitney PW4000 engines. This is the same engine that fell apart on the United Airlines flight yesterday. Since entering revenue service in 1987, Pratt & Whitney has delivered more than 2,500 PW4094 engines that have collectively logged more than 120 million dependable flight hours on commercial aircraft around the world. 605 Boeing 777-200, with Pratt & Whitney PW4112 turbofans are currently in operation according to experts. The following airlines are currently operating the Boeing 777 and are listed as such on the Boeing website. Many of them may have the Pratt & Whitney 4000 engines. Air Cap, Aeroflot, Aerologic, Aeromexico, Air Austral, Air Canada, Air China, Air France, Air India, Air Lease Corporation, Air New Zealand, Alitalia, All Nippon Airways, American Airlines, Asiana Airlines, Austrian Airlines, Biman, Bangladesh Airlines, Bach Aviation, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Saba Air, China Airlines, China Cargo Airlines, China Eastern Airlines, China Southern Airlines, Delta Airlines, Dubai Aerospace Enterprise, Egypt Air, Al Israel Airlines, Emirates, Ethiopian Airlines, Etihad Airways, EVA Air, FedEx, Garuda, Indonesia, GE, Capital Aviation Services, Guggenheim Aviation Partners, Hong Kong Airlines, Interpid, Iraqi Airways, Japan Airlines Group, Kenya Airways, KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines, Korean Air, Kuwait Airways, Latam Airlines, Lufthansa Cargo, Malaysia Airlines, Mid-East Jet, Novus Aviation, Capital Pakistan International Airlines, Philippine Airlines, Qatar Airways, Royal Brunei Saudi, Scoot Singapore Airlines, Southern Air, Swiss Tog, Tam Thai Airways, TNT Airlines, Turkish Airlines, Turkmenistan Airlines, United Airlines, Vietnam Airlines, Virgin Australia. Prior incidents. On October 2, 2015, while en cruise at 33,000 feet, Delta Airlines Boeing 747-451N662S experienced a loss of power from its number 3 engine, a Pratt & Whitney PW4056. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board NTSB say in their safety investigation report that the flight crew heard a loud pop that was followed by the engine's N1 fan speed decreasing while the exhaust gas temperature EGT increased. The engine was shut down and the aircraft diverted safely. The aircraft suffered minor damage, nicks and dents to the underside of the right wing, inboard aileron and the leading edge of the right horizontal stabilizer. The NTSB say the engine failure was contained, i.e. no debris was released radially, only axially. A United Airlines B777-200 on February 2018 with 378 passengers on board and also on a flight to Honolulu had another incident relating to the Pratt & Whitney PW4000 engine. U.S. investigators believe prolonged absence of formal training and certification for a fan blade inspection technique resulted in a flawed blade being returned to service and subsequently fracturing on a United Airlines Boeing 777-200. The fracture in the right-hand Pratt & Whitney PW4000 fan blade, during cruise at 36,000 feet on February 13, 2018, led to the loss of most of the inlet duct and all of the left and right fan cowls. It also resulted in debris believed to be from a blade puncturing the right-hand side of the fuselage, just below the window line. National Transportation Safety Board investigators found that Pratt & Whitney developed a new inspection process, known as thermal acoustic imaging, around 2005. This process was designed to inspect the interior surfaces of the PW4000 fan blades, and detect cracking in the hollow core, using sound energy to generate friction across any discontinuities which can then be picked up by thermal sensors. Pratt & Whitney classified the process as new and emerging technology, in line with industry practice for newly introduced non-destructive inspection methods. This meant it did not need to develop a formal initial and recurrent training program. But the inquiry found that even after 13 years the manufacturer was using the same classification for the technique, despite having inspected over 9,000 blades, and did not have a defined training and certification regime. Two shift inspectors, including the one who last inspected the blade, told the inquiry that their training on the technique amounted to 40 hours on the job training, whereas certification for eddy current and ultrasonic inspection involved extensive classroom training and up to 1,600 hours of practical experience. At one point Pratt & Whitney did provide training on the technique, says the inquiry. However, neither of the two inspectors were permitted to attend the training so that they could work to clear out a backlog of blades in the shop. The inspector who worked on the blade also claimed that there was no feedback from engineers about whether any blade rejections were valid or false. Investigators determined that thermal acoustic imaging inspections of the United 777 blade in March 2010 and in July 2015 revealed indications in the same location as the subsequent low cycle fatigue crack. This finding, after the incident, spurred Pratt & Whitney to order a review of over 9,600 previously inspected blades. Pratt & Whitney also reported that they had developed a curriculum for initial and recurrent training on the inspection technique following the event. UADamage PO 4000. It covers a range of 52,000 to 62,000 pounds of thrust and has 5 major aircraft applications. Approved for 180-minute extended-range twin-engine operations ETOPS, the engine provide airlines with excellent operational flexibility and high reliability. Advanced, service-proven technologies, such as single-crystal superalloy materials and its full-authority digital electronic control FDEC, contribute to superior fuel economy and reliability. The engine's benefits are further enhanced by excellent performance retention, long on-wing times and low maintenance costs. The PW4000's noise and emissions parameters are lower than levels required for all current and anticipated emissions and noise regulations. For a further reduction in emissions, Pratt & Whitney's Talon technology for advanced low NOx combustor technology is now available for the PW4000. Derived from the 112-inch fan model, Talon has segmented, replaceable liner panels for easy maintainability and air blast fuel nozzles for excellent fuel atomization and mixing resulting in clearer burning and low emissions.